And joining us now is Notre Dame professor Gerard Powers. Professor Powers specializes in the ethics of the use of force, religion, peacebuilding, and U.S. foreign policy. Here at Notre Dame, he's the director of Catholic Peacebuilding Studies, and he's also the coordinator of the Catholic Peacebuilding Network. He recently participated in a conference at the Vatican titled Perspectives for a World Free from Nuclear Weapons and for Integral Disarmament, and he's here to chat with us on Notre Dame Day. Gerard, you have a very interesting and currently relevant field of expertise. Good morning, and what got you into the field?
Well, what originally got me into the field was I was a Jesuit volunteer, and I decided that I wanted to work for the Church on peace and justice. I came back to Notre Dame for a theology degree and a law degree, and then I worked for 17 years with the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops as a foreign policy specialist, working on a range of issues related to ethics and U.S. foreign policy. And then been here since 2004 when I joined the Kroc Institute.
Well, Notre Dame is strengthening its global programs. How does the Catholic Peacebuilding Network engage with the church around the world?
Well, we were founded in 2004, and we're headquartered at the Kroc Institute for International Peace Studies, which is part of the new Keough School of Global Affairs. And this is one way that the Keough School and the Kroc Institute connect what we do in our research in the classroom with some of the world's most pressing problems. So, for example, we've been doing a major project with Georgetown, Boston College, and the U.S. bishops on nuclear weapons. And we've also connected with the Catholic Church in several regions of the world where some of the world's most intractable conflicts have been fought. And the Church is playing a very important role in those conflicts as a peace builder. So we work specifically with the Vatican, about half a dozen bishops' conferences, numerous university institutes like our own at Georgetown and Boston College and elsewhere, and then with Catholic Relief Services and other development agencies. And my job, our job here at the Notre Dame, is to find ways that these different Catholic institutions can work together on promoting peace in some of these conflict areas.
Well, we know here at Notre Dame, faith is a very critical part of the education. You talk about the importance of faith and religion as it relates to peace building and nonviolence. Talk about that.
Well, you know, especially since 9/11, there's been a lot of focus on religion, but it's mostly been on the negative role that religion plays in promoting division and conflict and violence and terrorism. And that's part of the story, but we want to tell the other part of the story, which is about the positive role of religion. And the Catholic Church in places like Colombia and the Philippines and Congo, where we've been working, is a major force for peace. It's mostly unheralded and unknown, and we're trying to map and do research on that, but also work with the Church to help strengthen its capacity to be a peace builder in some of these regions.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the recent nuclear arms-related conference you attended at the Vatican. Can you tell us what that was all about?
It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it. We were fortunate that 5 faculty members and a dozen recent and current students, mostly current students, were invited to this major Vatican conference. And normally students are not invited to conferences like these. It's diplomats, senior church leaders, and the like. But we were invited. We all got to meet personally with the Pope. And we also got to meet with most of the 11 Nobel Peace Prize winners who were at the conference. So it really was a terrific opportunity for us to do something, especially that students, but even faculty don't often get to do. And this was a major, probably the most important Vatican conference on nuclear weapons since the Cold War. And the Pope issued a major address condemning nuclear weapons and calling for nuclear disarmament. And it was just a privilege to be part of that.
You spoke about the students a little bit. Can you speak about how that conference will help them professionally, academically here at Notre Dame as well?
Well, both the students and the faculty alike, said that this was, not only the most important experience they've had since they've been at Notre Dame, but even some of them said in their whole life, this is just one of those memorable experiences, especially meeting the Pope. But it's had some very practical consequences. One student told me last week that because of contacts she made at this conference, she just got a prestigious internship at one of the best arms control organizations in Washington, D.C. Almost all the students that participated have done academic presentations at one of a half a dozen events we've had on campus on nuclear weapons since the Vatican Conference. And the students helped us, just last week, helped us welcome Beatrice Finn, who is the 2017 Nobel Peace Prize winner, to campus, and she gave the annual Hesburgh lecture here on campus just last week. So it's had a very practical benefit to students, and they've been running with it. They've been taking what they learned and running with it.
Professor Powers, thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thanks for having me.